Greetings and welcome, fellow clones, to the Empire, for another episode of Let's Briefly Play Crying Suns. Yeah, I'm about to cry. Oof. Let's damage you. Alright, that's already one of my hulls gone. Oh, will you stop that? Right. You're still alive. Stop that. I want to save that for when the next batch comes out. Alright, cruiser, fighter, frigates. Right, this isn't going brilliantly just yet. Right. Let's get the longbow out. let's not. Just line up for me, will you? Show me those pretty teeth. Alright, still alive. Let's try to stay that way. Although having to eat all those blasts is not helping my constitution all that much. Alright, let's just repair for now. We can go in on the fly. Alright, just hold position. Ah, damn, it's got another impaler. Alright, let's just get rid of this. Stop that. Alright, you fall back, you attack. Alright, let's do this. We win! So you think you're gonna save the Empire, do you? You're not going to save anything. All will still die in its clusters, I assure you. Alright, Xenon, did you shut down the Omnis? Why? Why did you shut the Omnis down, Xenon? Despite what you believe, I didn't. But you had a motive. Look at how your power has grown. Yes, well, that power has been most unexpected. What do you mean? When the shutdown occurred, I did not know what would happen. I feared the end of the Church of Singularity and the end of myself as its Pope. So I adapted. I had to. It was that or lose my position and become like everyone else. Luckily, my disciples believed I was the prophet I claimed to be. They believed the Omni shut down because we had not worshipped them well enough. Why did they believe what was so obviously a lie? Because the truth was that their gods had shut down and would never turn on again. That their gods were in fact not gods was too painful. They turned to make-believe, to fantasy, and I was happy to provide that for them. No, Admiral, I did not shut down the machines, contrary to what you've heard. But then why have you hunted our ship in your sectors? You are a naive one, aren't you? The preservation of power of a kingdom. It's been nice not having Oberon breathing down my neck these last 20 years. And if you didn't do it, who or what did? Let me ask you something, Captain Admiral. Who had the most to gain from messing with Oberon's machines? Who was it who hated Oberon the most? I'll tell you. House Akira Sung and House Kosh Buendia. No one despised Oberon more than they. But why did they hate him? Because the old man had them under his thumb for centuries. They dreamed of becoming as rich and powerful as House Telos, but they never could. He would never let them. Your culprit is one of them, Admiral, I'm certain. What do you want to know now, Imperial? Alright, let's dive into the story while we're at it. Because I've not seen this part either, so it's all new to me. Let's ask about the relationship between the Church and Oberon. Tell me about the relationship the Church had with Oberon. The relationship? Yes. Your Emperor founded the Church, Admiral. That was the relationship. You lie. Why lie when I am so close to death? Oberon created a religion to cement the importance and permanence of the Omnis in his empire. But why keep that a secret? To help with the illusion that the machines truly were gods, not just the invention of a machine invented by a man, which is what they are. Oberon needed people to believe the Omnis were holy things, so as to not question a world, an empire, a galaxy, revolving around their existence. And to secure his place in the center of that empire as its immovable emperor. What do you want to know now? Did you ever believe in the Church, Xenon? Did you ever believe the Omnis were gods? Or was your belief always a lie? Yes. When I was a young man, the Omnis were the reason I left my home planet and joined the clergy. My parents were aristocrats in House Telos with a couple of Omnis of their own. I found that so much of who you are as a young person is merely an act of rebellion against your parents. They despised the Church, so I loved it. Unfortunately, at about the same time I started to lose my faith. I developed an insatiable hunger for power. By then, my only chance to satisfy my appetite was to rise within the ranks of the Church. So I did, quickly. I agreed, and enjoyment of that greed far outweighing any moral unrest that I had, which, truth be told, was probably very little to begin with. Yes, Admiral, for a time I did believe, but that was a long time ago. Do you know anything about my past? Do you know anything about me, Xenon? Only that you are Oberon's best admiral and that you died on Ganima vitrifying the survivalists. Of course, now I can see that I was mistaken. I suppose this was just another ruse by the old man to keep his best weapon hidden. But why do you ask, Admiral? Ah, you have a touch of egomania in you too, I can see. Careful. What do you want to know now? Nothing more. The time has come to surrender, Xenon. Do so and your life will be spared, I promise you. Be that as it may, Admiral, I have no intent on surrendering. To be honest, I don't really see the point. What do you mean? I am dying. We all are here in these sectors. The rich, the poor, the believing, the non-believing. I would imagine it's the same in all the clusters. Without active omnis, we're doomed. We have 10, 15 years left at most. I prefer to die now than spend that time in an Imperial brig, no matter how spacious it may be. Sorry, Admiral. You'll have to finish what you started. I'm glad we won. Don't get me wrong, but I have mixed feelings about defeating the Pope of a religion that thinks I'm a god. Know what I mean, Admiral? I'm not even gonna answer that. So do you believe what Xenon said? That the Church of Singularity didn't shut down the Omnis after all? I do, Machine. Xenon had no reason to lie with his death so near. No, I believe he was telling us the truth. So we've eliminated another suspect. Now we have 2 more to add to the list. House Akibara-sun and House Buendia. That's right. It would seem that one of these 2 great houses shut down the Omnis, but which one? Alright, let's go into some more lore. Are the houses behind it? Xenon mentioned the houses, but he wasn't the only one. So did Vaughn, the Imperial Fleet veteran we arrested. Do you believe these houses may have had something to do with the shutdown machine? The great houses, and next to the House Telos, the most powerful in all the Empire? They've existed since the dawn of the Empire several hundred years ago, but it seems that they never had enough power, not for their taste anyway. No, it's unlikely they had something to do with all this, Admiral. Jealousy and greed are highly motivating factors, among humans that is. I might have other questions for you. Ugh. Alright, we'll ask more about House Aki. Tell me more about House Aki, Caliban. Besides House Telos, they're probably the wealthiest house in all the clusters, or they were anyway. In addition, 2 more traditional Omni-related business pursuits. House AS invested heavily. You could have done that abbreviation way sooner in this. Never mind. In biological and chemical engineering. Why? As a way to try to compete with House Telos, which, because of the positronic chip quota, had a large advantage in Omni Industries. Bio and chem engineering also play a significant part in their culture, and they use it to better their intelligence and beauty. Though their standards, especially for beauty, may be considerably different from House Telos's. What else can you tell me about the Akis? The Akis, also as means to add to their considerable fortune, have resorted to less legal means of commerce. You're telling me they've broken imperial law? Yes. In the past, quite a bit. They frequently engaged in questionable practices, extortion and gambling being their specialities. But why didn't Emperor Oberon stop them? I believe he tried, but not even Emperor Oberon has the resources to completely stop them. Our galaxy is too large. You know what? I'll believe these questions. Let's try to recall an emotionally linked memory. I thought maybe that what Vaughn said about the original Idaho's death might trigger something. Anything. I'm still not remembering any of my emotional memories. As I've said before, you must be patient. Your emotional memories will return when they are ready to return. And remember, tell me as soon as they do. It is very important. You're gonna kill me when they do, don't you? So you've never heard that story about the original Idaho's death? Not once. Nor do I know the biographical information of my clones. I assume Oberon didn't want me to know. We don't need a reminder. No, no more questions about this. I don't want reminders. Alright, who do you think did it? Who or what do you think is most likely turned off the Omnis? A living human or a group of humans is most likely behind the shutdown. Somehow they accessed all Omnis, not including me, via a fault net which Gehenna is not connected to, and it interfered with our programming. But, as embarrassing as it might be to admit, I still do not know who accessed the Omnis nor how at this time. And, well, I don't really care about any of the other questions. Let's just end the conversation and go through the gates. Enough chit-chat. The time has come to push on, machine. But who do we investigate first? House Akira-san or Kosh Buendia? At this time, they seem equally guilty. Based on my knowledge of the folder hub map, it will take us less time to travel to the Aki cluster. Why don't we start there? Then it's settled. We leave as soon as possibly and for the Aki cluster. The fate of the Empire depends on it. And we now have a church battleship. Yay! Chapter 2 completed. And we'll continue this next time. Thank you for watching.